travel to different parts of Russia, bringing into focus areas rich in history. And today we take you to central Russia to explore a medieval city of Tula, known for its crafts and host to the country's first armament factory, opened by Peter the Great on its territory back in the 17th century. RT's Stacey Vivens is there for us.
The Close-Up crew and I are in Tula this week, taking in its diverse yet complementary traditions. This city of roughly 480,000 is experiencing a rebirth of the past while embracing the present. Now, it's fitting that we are in Tula as RT remembers World War II and the sacrifices Soviet soldiers made in fighting off the Nazis. Because Tula was not only home base of arms production, but it was here where Soviet forces successfully secured the southern perimeter, protecting Moscow. Decades later, Tula was honored as the hero city, and people here are still very proud of Tula's World War II history and of its arms legacy that dates all the way back to the times of Peter the Great, who established Russia's first arms factory right here in Tula in the 1700s. And joining me now to talk more about Tula, its traditions, and its people is a very proud resident here. His name is Dmitry Kapitanov. Thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem, Stacey.
Well, we were talking about Tula and its connection to World War II, and many of its residents who wanted to fight in World War II, they were told they couldn't because they were considered highly skilled workers, including your grandfather, but he didn't want to take no for an answer right away, did he?
Yes, he was asked to stay in Tula, actually, at the factory, and he was a highly skilled professional. He tried to go to the army twice. He had a special certificate that protected him from going, but he burned it twice, but still he had to go. He was moved to the Siberia, and he was to produce armory there.
Okay, so even though he was told he didn't have to fight, he still wanted to sacrifice to help protect the nation.
Yes, he was, actually, as most of the people here. Not only in Tula, I mean in Russia. It was it was like a mission for our people.
Very good. And that strength of character and that sacrifice of character is still present today, even in the young people. Talk about a little bit about the charitableness of the young people here in Tula.
Actually, yes, we do have this charitable character, I guess, because I graduated from the Tula State Pedagogical University, which is linked by the name of Leo Tolstoy. And there is an orphanage house there, and the students and the people who work for our university, we try to help this orphanage. A lot of people work in this orphanage. We try to help with everything we could.
So I'm sure you're an inspiration to kids that, need an older brother or someone to look up to.
Yes, it is so. It's, I guess it's easy for the people who lost their parents to see that they have they have an older brother or they have a sister.
Or someone they can look up to.
Yes.
Okay, Dmitry, thank you so much for your time and for your insight. Now, the RT crew went to explore Tula's weapons industry and found a connection to another one that might surprise you. Here's Tula Masters at Arms. Imagine being able to get rid of imperfection within minutes, with no cutting, no pain, and no downtime. That's what brings Yelena Nefedova to the doctor. The growth on her face isn't a cancer concern, but for her, it's a cosmetic one. 15 minutes after Yelena lays down for laser removal treatment, it's over.
It was painless, bloodless, and there is not a stitch left. It was really great.
The technology that allows doctors to perform laser surgery is directly tied to Tula's longest legacy: high-precision weapons. Much of that legacy is surrounded by the walls of the Kremlin. Here you'll find the Bogoslavlensky Cathedral. Built as a memorial to soldiers of the Patriotic War of 1812, it is now a museum, showcasing antique and modern weaponry. Outside the Kremlin's walls, Tula's legacy is on display through its people. For these weapons decorators, Tula's past is present every day. Both inherited businesses producing working miniature weapons and creating elaborate hand-carved inlays for shotguns and rifles. Arms decoration began in Tula in 1748.
Very few people in Russia and abroad actually do what we do with arms. It's a nice feeling to realize that you've implemented your idea and that someone still needs it.
Now take a look at this scene here. I asked an artist why the designs on these weapons are so intricate, and he said that oftentimes the hunters are out in the field for hours waiting for something to shoot at. And while they're out there, they need something to fill the time, so they have these nice designs to look at. Now, I'm a first-time shooter. My target isn't moving, so I'm going to give it a go and see if I can hit anything. Maybe I'll get a bullseye. Ready? Or maybe not. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, the entire industry is in decline, with fewer civilian and military orders.
It's quite hard in Tula because it's a challenging business and there is not much support. And we have very few craftsmen remaining. We have to find apprentices for the old masters and employ the latter to train the younger generation.
Manufacturers have attempted to broaden their client base by linking weaponry to other industries. For example, KBP, Russia's leading military supplier, is transferring gun technology to the medical field by producing surgical lasers through a subsidiary. So people like Yelena are able to benefit as Tula's central industry keeps the arms tradition alive while embarking on new ones. Stacey Bivens, RT Tula.